time do I got? We got enough?
We're late.
We're late
We're
already?
5 minutes late.
All right,
man.
hang on a second.
If you're not early, you're late.
Yep, is Rich? Quorum. Oh, there's Rich, I'm sorry. Are we taping, Pat, or how you doing this?
We're recording.
We're recording? So I can call the meeting, Mr. President?
Absolutely, sir.
All right. Craig, you ready?
Mr. President?
6:05.
I'd like to call the meeting of the Merrillville Redevelopment Commission to order. Secretary, roll call, please.
Mr. White, not here. Mr. Hardaway?
Yeah.
Ms. Easlak?
Here.
I am here. Mr. Pettit? We have 4.
4 members, we have a quorum. Consent agenda, Mr. Reardon. We have accounts payable register voucher approval for January 26th.
So moved.
And approval of the meeting minutes from January 19th.
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Uzelak,
Second.
second by Mr. Minchuk to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, on to new business. It looks like we have several engagement letters. The first one is from our financial advisor, Bob Swentz from London Witty Group, with regard to the project. Pat, you want to give us a thumbnail on this?
We'll defer to our engineering administrator, Mr. King. Overview, highlight.
Overview, okay, so the project was, dollars. City of Crown Point. They're going to be doing interchange work at 109.
These two engagement letters from Bob.
Yes.
We're fine for now.
These are to retain them for services as it relates to the Mississippi Street TIF and the Ameriplex TIF, correct?
That is correct.
All right. Any questions of Pat on the engagement letters for London Witty?
No, do we need a motion to retain them?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Take them one at a
So
time.
moved
Mrs.
for
Uzelak.
the Ameriplex project. So moved.
All right. Motion by Mrs. Uzelak. By Mr. Minchuk to
Roll call vote.
sign the engagement letter from Bob Swentz with London Witty for the Ameriplex project. Mr. Secretary, roll call, please.
Already, Mr. White is absent. Mr. Hardaway?
Yeah.
Ms. Easlak?
Yes.
I am a yes. Mr. Pettit?
Yes.
That's
Motion
4.
carries. I need a motion on the engagement letter for Mississippi Street.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Uzelak, seconded by Mr. Hardaway to retain London Witty for the Mississippi Street TIF project. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Hardaway?
Yeah.
Ms. Easlak?
Yes.
I am a yes. And Mr. Pettit?
Yes, motion carries. The last thing we have is a presentation by MCR Partners and Matt Reardon discussing the creation of an economic development plan area and the allocation area for the proposed Liberty Estates development. Mr. Reardon. Look at Reardon.
Hey, where would you like me to stand?
You can sit with your brother if he doesn't throw things at you.
A lot of years doing that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commission members. My name is Matt Reardon. I'm with MCR Partners. We are located at 5920 Holman Avenue in Hammond. I'm here tonight to present to the Redevelopment Commission a draft plan to create an economic development area as well as an allocation area for the project known as Liberty Estates. What I prepared for you is the statutory requirements in an outline format of an economic development plan area. There are some particulars about the proposed development from Liberty Estates, but what I wanted to make sure of from the commission standpoint, that you are comfortable with the areas that we would recommend or we were suggesting that be included in the creation of this area. So So if you would indulge me, on the back of this document, you'll see a map. And property that has been included here not only includes the proposed Liberty Estates development, which is the potential commercial and multifamily and single-family, but also includes adjacent parcels that have development potential. If you'll notice, all of the parcels that have been included have no improvements on them. The assessed value of this total acreage, which is over 207 acres, is less than $100,000. Now, I can have all that information by parcel in detail, what the assessments are. So the net effect would be $100,000 plus or minus would be the base of assessment at that location. The proposed project that would start immediately, should the commission decide to move forward with the creation of this area, would be what was presented to the Plan Commission, and that's Liberty Estates development. That included the multifamily, which is an estimated investment of about $40 million. And that is also exclusive of the various other types of residential development that are single-family. And if you turn one sheet back, this is what was presented to the plan, the BZA Plan Commission. I can't remember which. But you'll see the proposed development, the densities, the type of uses that would be included in this area. As an economic development practitioner and somebody who does work with municipalities, I thought it would be important to include adjacent areas to this property. The increase in residential opportunities here are for market rate single family, as well as some of the multifamily should help with some of the new development opportunities along US 30. I mean, right now, I was looking at the assessments of those properties. They're less than $10,000, which is, to me, quite surprising, but nonetheless, that's what the assessment is. I know that I did make one mistake in the document already. This is in the Independence Hill Conservancy District, not the Merrillville Conservancy District, so I'll have to correct that. I did leave some room for commentary from the members. So please contact me directly if you have any suggestions as to what should be included, if this map is something that you would be interested in, and or if there's other areas adjacent to this that you feel as a commission would be beneficial to the community. Really, with that, I would defer to your attorney with regard to the legal processes herein to create an economic development plan area, the commission process to the Plan Commission to the council, along with the verification and certification by your financial advisor, as well as your bond counsel to work together. At the end of the day, we have what's called a private activity bond that would be funded by this new increment, not existing, that the developer has indicated that they would be the purchaser of this bond. So that's really all I have for the commission tonight. We would look toward a favorable recommendation to move forward with this, so that at the next the Redevelopment Commission next month, that you would entertain an approval of the plan and moving it through the process. And with that, I'll answer any questions that you might have.
Just to let you know, I talked with Mr. Reardon tonight. What we're gonna do is, he's gonna get in contact with myself, Bob Swentz, and Tom Pittman to discuss not only a timeline, but to discuss this project overall, but.
So this is, again, Pat, this is kind of like what we did with Ameriflex. This is a developer-backed bond.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do we have a dollar amount, Matt?
Probably about $5 million should be supported by the project.
Okay.
All of that, 100% of the proceeds would go for infrastructure, so none of the proceeds would go for private sector building or building a building like some TIF deals are. That infrastructure would connect to your existing infrastructure framework in this area and allow for connectivity, and of course, we'll do traffic studies and all those good things that come along with the development. But yes, this goes into the ground to be used for more traditional redevelopment activities.
As for you or Randy, have you guys talked with the other four schools or the county or
We have not.
the library?
It's our feeling with the limited amount of assessed value at this location and the investment that's gonna incur that will not be eligible for TIF, that will more than cover any cost. And again, I'm a firm believer and a practitioner that tax increment financing does not have a negative impact on any of the overlapping taxing districts, in that if you don't make the investment, the project doesn't happen, there wouldn't be increment. And furthermore, there's only two funds that are actually impacted, and those have to do with cumulative capital funds, but I'll leave all that to Bob Swins to talk about.
What's the next step? I mean, this is a presentation tonight, we just need to, we're gonna start the process,
What's gonna need to happen is, we're gonna probably need a favorable recommendation on this presentation tonight. That's then gonna have to get out this working document that was presented by Mr. Reardon to myself, well, I already have it, of course, but Mr. Swins and Bob and Tom, the Bob and Tom Show,
Yep.
to make sure that we get everybody plugged in who needs to be plugged in. And of course, we want staff weigh in on this too, so.
Do we need a motion for that favorable recommendation?
Motion at this time, yeah. Motion
Okay,
with a
so
roll call
moved
vote.
for that favorable recommendation for Liberty Estates.
I'll second.
Oh,
Go ahead.
no, you good.
I'll yield to you, sir.
okay, I thought I saw.
Roll call
Mr.
vote too?
Left, this is Rick's ward, I know we
Yeah.
sat in on a presentation before, so I think Rick's on board with this, I think he's out.
He is,
So,
he's out there. Do we need a roll call vote on
Roll
that
call-
last
roll call
motion?
vote, please.
Okay, thank you.
Secretary, roll call.
Mr. Hardaway,
Yes.
Ms. Huselak,
Yes,
I am a yes. Mr. Pettit.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members.
What we'll probably do, Matt, is, we're starting to meet every 2 weeks, again, because of the community center, so I
Yeah.
think it's February 9th. Will probably be the next RDC meeting, and we'll work with Pat and Joe and Bob and Tom and the agenda probably in some form or fashion, right, Pat, I would think.
and then you'll have to go in front of the IHCD too, the board. Okay, so you better call them. Have that prepared. Okay.
Thank you.
Very good.
All right, is there anything else,
Motion to adjourn, second.
Rich and Margie for the record?
Okay,
Pat?
very good.
All right,
Oh, that
All
was a
done.
quick meeting, 15, we got about 10, 12 minutes.
I gotta give you something that I got.
Here, before I bungled